They say when you wear Black Power Media gear, you can accomplish anything. You can play any and every position. Coaching, to kicking, to receiving, to running and juking. And, oh my goodness, I see that again in slow motion. Get off me. And you're going to have a lot of haters coming at you, but what you got to do is you got to shake them off, and get to your goal and accomplish it. And when that's done, it's a beautiful thing. I'm talking about going hard, extra, for that extra point. And when it's done beautifully, you talking about touchdown. Oh, and the crowd goes wild and they're celebrating with you and everything. Man, let's see that again. Nice.
Black Power Media, baby. That's how we do it.
Now go to blackpowermedia.org and get you some of that gear. Empower yourself today. Yeah.
Brother Diallo.
Hey,
what's up, world?
Good morning.
Welcome everybody to Earn Your Liberation right here on Black Power Media. Brother Diallo Kenyatta. I'm Jared Ball. Geechee Yaw is playing diva today. I can't. It's one or the other. Apparently, somebody.
You know them gullible people, man.
You can't.
I think Savior's Day is this Sunday, so maybe he's prepping.
So
traveling.
I did not know that until I saw that you let us know.
You don't know when Savior's Day?
I tend not to remember. I admit that. I have to admit that. But are you going?
Well, I don't think I got enough money to get into Wintrust Arena. It's a big event here in Chicago, but I'm gonna be hating from outside the club. Like, who said that? Like Chris Brown said, I'm gonna be hating from outside the club because I can't get in.
Oh wow, the war of Armageddon has begun.
It's on, son. Yo.
Wow.
It is
the
on.
Photoshop game is strong though. I got to give them that. That's like a cinematic.
That ain't Photoshop. That's that axle grease. I thought you were talking about the hair. Oh, no.
You were talking about the hair. I'm talking about the overall poster. That's a mess. You terrible.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Terrible, man.
I didn't know what the aesthetic.
Leave that man
There's
alone.
a lot going on in that image, man. The War of Armageddon. I thought you meant the axle grease.
No, I was just looking at the overall aesthetic. The production quality is strong.
It's gonna be lit. I wish I hadn't been so antagonistic with my views on the NOI, because they back in the bow ties. You notice when he got the necktie on, he's very conciliatory.
You did break that down.
But then when they go back to the bow ties, that's when it's on. It is on, son. So,
the Grinch of Pan-Africanism. I missed that too. Yeah, right on. That's you.
I can't keep up. I thought we was doing nicknames. Last time I was here, it was nicknames.
Yeah.
And now y'all going by government names. I can't keep up. Y'all don't keep me in the loop.
I know. And
I go to Cali. I go to Cali to handle that West Coast business, to creep on a come up. And
how was the trip, man? I saw some of the pictures.
It was I went to some events for the Pan African Film Festival. So I went to like my first poetry reading in years. I kind of was over spoken word and all that, man. And I went to see some performances, man. It was hyphy. What was it? I don't know. It was Liddy. I just saw some.
Well, hyphy
poets,
was a
man.
Dance movement from Oakland. I thought. Is that still?
I was
hot?
far from Oakland. I don't know,
Okay.
man. I'm just trying to look cool. Just calm down and let me misuse the lingo for today. And so, yeah, it was lit, man. I went to two different extended. I was over on Crenshaw, and I was at this black mall where like black people like completely took over this mall. All African.
Is that
vendors, all black.
Is that Tariq Nasheed's spot?
I didn't hear. I
thought didn't he build his I changed. I'll catch up with you. Didn't he build something out there?
I haven't seen. I don't know, man. I forgot that I was in his territory. Actually, I didn't even think about him.
That's probably good. But, we don't need you antagonizing everybody.
It's the spoken word artist, man, and the love and the energy out there. You know, it was some gangster shit too. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to have to see it, but it was some gangster shit too. They still on that. It blows my mind. I don't know how you can literally be surrounded by succulents and palm trees and still have that kind of angst. Because when I go to Cali, I'm just, you know, I'd be more like a surfer dude if I was there, man. But they still be on that gangster shit. It's still.
So speaking of which, do you happen to follow all of the? I don't really know what's going on, but I did just see, like, we thought you were antagonizer. I saw Hassan Campbell last night talking about recent comments from Charleston Wright. Do you even know who these characters are?
Yeah, I know who Charleston Wright is.
Have you heard his latest rant? He said some things. He went on apparently a live or a Clubhouse, and there was some video to it. Because I'm just seeing this Hassan Campbell show last night, and he's in his garage. It looks like in Texas, and I'm reminded of it because what you just said about the gangsters. And his whole point of what Charleston Wright was saying was that he was calling out Math Hoffa and saying some really horrific things about his children. I mean, he went way over. But his point was also that he has called out everyone, from the Bloods to the Crips to the Pyrus to the.
He's not really calling them out because the thing about Charleston Wright is he's a reactionary. So he's literally like a. I always say when Bill Cosby was dethroned as America's dad, I was always wondering who's going to fill this vacuum of chastising Black people for not being sufficiently white, not conducting ourselves in a sufficiently white manner, denouncing Black dysfunction and Black maladaptation from a perspective of from a white moralistic bootstrap, pro-establishment, pro-status quo, pro-police state point of view. And I was like, who's going to fill that void or that vacuum? And I literally started seeing different characters pop up that were, you know, because if you remember Bill Cosby of the late 90s and the 2000s, you know, Black people, we're our own worst enemy. We're responsible for our predicament. If
his book, Come On People.
Yeah. So Charleston Wright is like a corrupted version of that, like a version of that got left out.
Bill would never have talked like this.
I mean, Bill was getting there. He was getting
No, I'm talking about what I saw last night. No, Bill would have never done this last night.
I didn't see last night, but
this was violent threats against individuals, against their daughters, against their children. And his whole point was, I have called out everybody and I'm still here. He said, I've punked the streets. I run everything. I've called. That's what he was saying. That's what reminded me of what you, because he said, I've called out every organization.
Is, no one will touch me because I'm with the feds. I'm with the police. The police protect us. The police enforce the laws. The police are our salvation and the solution to the criminality and thuggery. We go to the police, we run to the police, and nobody's going to touch me because I ride with the police. And he's often fantasized about murdering Black people. And he also says, you know, I keep legal guns, and he literally threatens to murder. Everybody. But he's also acknowledged, because I don't respect him, but I do respect the fact that he says, I'm an ignorant nigga. I don't know nothing. I don't study. I don't read. I don't really have any answers. It's just pure
you respect
vitriol.
His honesty.
Pure vitriol. Yeah, he said I'm just an ignorant nigga. You know, and he says that openly, but he still has a lot of people who see him as a source of truth and a source of relief to challenge the gangsterism, when he's just saying, you know, you know what I would compare him to? I don't know if I'm gonna get too cerebral. You familiar with Hobbs and Leviathan?
I'm familiar that it exists, but I wouldn't say anything but
he was a political philosopher. Early from centuries ago
Hobbs,
who
Locke,
said,
and
you know,
Rousseau. We all
human,
got the, I got the basics.
yeah, like he said that human beings are not able to handle our own affairs. We are savage, we are brutal, we are predatory, and the only thing that can keep us in control is a strong dictatorship, a strong monarch with a well-armed, brutal monarchy. So the people who rule us must be more brutal than the citizens. So he's kind of like comes with that type of energy, like he wants the law to bring down the hammer on these unruly black people. And he has no type of in-depth analysis. He just looks at the surface and says, this is bad on the surface. And he wants to wipe the surface clean. And to him as an individual, him as an individual is not as problematic as many people that message resonates with.
Oh, no question.
You know,
the only thing, just quickly, and good morning, Geechee. We do know now, divas run in Gullah land as well.
No. I was checking my account to see if the $1 million cleared, but it didn't. So I'm fucking.
Oh, we're about to get paid. Oh, we're gonna get to that. No, no. We're about to get this money. Everybody get ready.
I read the booklet 3 times and I still ain't got the $1 million.
I finished all of Grant Cardone's book this morning. That big print 50-page book. I read that thing this morning. This kindergartner book that's getting everybody rich. I read it. I read the whole thing. But really, oh my goodness. Oh damn! I had a whole. It don't matter. Whatever. What's up, remixers? I see we got all the fly remixers in the building now that Geechee's here. Greetings to all of you, and to those who will see this later. Greetings to you as well. Please hit the like, share, subscribe, join button because you're about to get this good financial literacy all morning long.
Financial literacy.
No. That was what I was going to make. When Hassan Campbell is. Oh man, he's all over the place. When Hassan stays in this lane, I really like what he does, but he's very quick to veer off into many other areas of the highway that I'm not comfortable with. But he pointed out, it was hilarious when Charleston was doing his thing. All the vitriol aside, because it was really like it's some of the most horrific stuff I've ever heard on a YouTube thing, but. He had a big can of baking soda, a big box of baking soda in the front, sitting like front and center in the camera, like it was like right here on the.
Wait,
and then
they cooking up or something. What?
That was Hassan's point, and that's certainly what it looked like. Like, why do you have this big thing of baking soda and you're running around in the garage off camera, talking wildly? Like somebody who would have, like beam me up, Scotty. He was, you know. Anyway. Yeah,
I didn't see it. I don't. When I see that, I don't click on nothing related to that dude. You know. So I can't say I know what he said because he just kind of repeats the same thing, and.
Well, I'm a Mad Hoffa Show fan, and that's what that was the headline in Hassan Campbell's stream that caught me, because I don't follow what Charleston Wright or this. I don't know him at all, really, other than these tangential, you know. But when I saw that apparently it was that he was going at Math Hoffa, so that was my clickbait, and I was like, ooh.
What Math Hoffa do to provoke him?
I don't really know because I didn't watch enough of it to get the full thing, but apparently it has something to do with Math saying he was not going to have Charleston on his platform, something because of his relationship with the police and snitching or something like. I really don't know, but and then Charleston, like, and that's what apparently set Charleston off, and he was saying, you know, I don't need, you know, he was like, F New York, I don't need, you know, New York is irrelevant, we never even listened to New York rappers, and he's like, but then he went in on Math and his kid. I mean, it was just a lot of really just over the line, just way over the line. Like he's he was saying all the things you would say to a father to try to provoke him into violence. Everything you could think of that you would say to a father of daughters.
Let's be clear though.
Man. Yeah, so
Charleston Wright is not from Charleston, South Carolina. So Let's make
No,
sure
he's
we clear.
Texas. He's very clear. He's
We
all
clear-
Texas
we
because
clear
he's
about
all
that.
guns. They got all the guns. It's legal for them. He was even saying we don't even need a license.
Right.
He was just like,
Although everybody in my old hood, they listen to Charleston Wright and they're reading Grant Cardone books. So this is I hope they tune in today.
yeah. Well, Grant Cardone, I'm telling you, we about to get. I have the clip pulled up and ready whenever we want to start with it. I was waiting for Geechee to get here. Yeah. Oh, what's up, FD? FD is in the building. Yeah, Math is a goon, but he got principles. Yeah, his principles are keep that podcast numbers going up. I'm trying to get those. I'm getting that money. I think he's made a real adult pivot in his life. But anyway, greetings, everybody. It's good to see everybody out here this morning. Anyway, are we ready? Do you want to run this clip? You got anything else you want to start? Do we have any more LA stories from Diallo before we get started? He said he didn't go see Tariq. He didn't go to Tariq's museum.
I didn't check in.
Well, did you join a gang while you was out there? Or no, you joined a gang while you was out there.
And no, I couldn't. You know what? I still got my hood. I can't abandon my hood. So KC for life, Village Boys, East Hills Village.
Right.
So I can't switch up like that. But I got some affiliations. I got some connections. But shout out to Cali. Shout out to the Succulents, man. Because my goodness, it's the flora of California. It just blows my mind. I'm a Midwestern East Coast cat. I just the flora.
Hey, this is
the West Coast and the South.
This is fun. This is
y'all
funny.
don't deserve it.
Do y'all remember that dude show? Hey, what my name is?
Oh, I do remember that. Was that?
That's what I thought too, though.
But I'm not talking trash because I don't ever want anybody that mad at me.
Oh yeah,
and I don't.
He's not
ever
angry. The thing.
I
is,
don't want
he's
even
not
the performance.
Angry.
That joint was so uncomfortable, Diallo. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Like I said, my biggest problem is what his message and methodology, how it resonates with the community, and people believe that what he's saying is giving back to gangsters and gangster rappers what they've been doing to our community with the disrespect and the violence and the threats. But what's really sad is you do have people who have been critical of the music and the hip hop and just the whole thug criminal promotion of the corporate media that out here, even Kwabena with the Clear the Airways project, who don't get the attention and don't get the reaction. You have hip hop scholars like yourself who've been critiquing and trying to make an appropriate turn in the culture, who get ignored. And then you get this minstrel who's just another minstrel who promotes and antagonizes and promotes violence and is just as degrading and dehumanizing of African people as the people he's claimed to be condemning for their violence and degrading of Black people. And he's now the moral, like he's the voice of the Black people's rebellion against gangsterism and gangster rap. It's absurd.
Yeah, well said. Right on. All right. Well, speaking of the absurd, it's perfect. I mean, good God, boy. So I have it queued up to just this one part. I'm happy to go back and watch as much as folks feel like we can handle here. But this joint, and the first thing I gotta say is, what's up with the audio? How you going to be a billionaire talking about financial lunacy or literacy and you can't get a mic right? Anyway, let's just check this out real quick.
Through it, you're just moving through it. So if you don't stop, I never really got your attention. So for us, about half my audience is Black under the age of 40. How did a white guy attract an audience? Like if I'm out in public and I see a 55-year-old white man or a 25-year-old Black kid, the Black kid knows who I am. There's like, wow. There's a 10 times better chance, 10x, that the Black kid knows me. Now, the reason is because we go after that audience and we're talking to them in very...
Even in the middle of the bullshit, he's marketing just real quick. And the only reason I know this is because at the end of that nonsense book you sent us, Geechee, is a list of his other books, and we hear Ian Dunlap praising it even in his condemnation of this dude. But he wrote a book called The 10X or Life or whatever. So he's even promoting his own bullshit work as he's in the middle of saying this other.
But you see Trump's what she is his
daughter-in-law, yeah,
give him that ad lib. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's not really interested in that shit.
Of course.
Street terms, if you will, very not big nomenclature, vocabularies.
Street.
We just keep everything very tight and simple.
Grant said
and at the same time, we've had, raised $1 billion in the last 3 years over the internet from accredited investors. So we're hitting both bands.
Anyway, that was the line that got a lot of
Grant
people.
said he got a whole.
Good. What happened? Uh-oh, Geechee froze up. See, they got you.
A whole lot of money coming for him. And it took him just an hour just to count the Jacksons.
So
those are rap ad libs and lyrics that y'all might not know about.
Right. Sorry about that. Right. Because we're not up with the culture as much as Grant. So if folks may not remember, but I only know of this man's name because a few months back when we started criticizing InvestFest from Earn Your Leisure, his name came up as part of that crowd of folks that they all, and I couldn't find where he actually was at InvestFest. I couldn't find exactly, but that's where I first came in contact with his name. So I'm not sure if he was actually there or if they had just been talking to him around that time. But Earn Your Leisure has previously interviewed him, and platformed him and had them on their show, and are now doing like several others. And I watched that whole clip of them with Ian Dunlap, and I don't know how much, if you all want to watch any of it, I'm happy to go through some of it. I have my notes on it already. We can maybe just talk about that. But my point is, I was going to try to find that brief clip on Facebook of them interviewing Grant, but it's not really, and it's not relevant. It just shows that they were doing it, that they've platformed him and they've talked to him and they've referenced him as a guru. And even in this post that clip recovery video where Earn Your Leisure and Ian Dunlap, the master investor, are backtracking. And I know you sent we can maybe pull that one up too. And 19 Keys doing the same thing. They have it's like a scripted backtrack that is very similar to what I saw them doing with the cryptocurrency stuff from a couple weeks ago. It's the same thing. It's like year after year. You got to invest in Bitcoin, get your crypto. And then when it collapses, but y'all didn't diversify like I told you to. I didn't tell you to put all your money in crypto. I didn't tell you to trust them all like that. You should have had something in real estate. You should have had something like that. You didn't listen. Now it's the same message now. Now that this comes out, it's like, well, we knew that they was all racist. We knew that they don't care about the culture. That's why you got to come to us. If you want to, don't invest with them, invest with us.
We only charge $99. We only charge $99. He charging too much. But this shows the absurdity of their fans because nobody's even challenging that they once supported the guy before. And really what they're saying is this dude is charging y'all to teach you how to invest money, and we're not doing the same thing. Like that's what everybody's mad at.
Can I just show you? I just want to show just a few minutes. It doesn't even really matter where we pick it up. I just want to show just a couple of minutes of them talking, because just to show how they're already.
He has a video where he paraphrasing what he said, but he has a video where he said that he has 50% of his audience are black people.
40. He said 40, but
under the age of 40. I think it was 50% under the age of 40. But
they don't even know what he said.
Black people under the age of 40.
They look rightfully.
The reason why
I was like, they look
he talks
pissed.
In street terms.
These two right here, they look like they're upset,
relatable,
because they know that they delivered this man to their audience.
So obviously a lot of people have added their commentary to it. A lot of people were,
and then look how
were not
Ian Dunlap
happy
comes
with
in
what
this.
he
Look
said.
at the energy he brings.
Some people
I mean,
were
it's
defending
wild.
what
They
he
come
said.
in so like,
so yeah. What's everybody's thoughts on this?
So wait. So are you?
Crazy.
Go ahead.
Do you think they brought him to the community, or was it Kevin Hart, Floyd Mayweather, and Steve Harvey? Because I think they was the ones who interviewed him first and kind of made him palatable to the black community.
That's a good point. And you're right. First of all, I'm rushing. So let me step back and clarify, because you're right. Kevin Hart was part of that. He's got clips of being on stage with this dude and all that. When I'm saying they, I mean this whole ecosphere of black capitalist investment pundits. Because I got more, because later they bring up John Hope Bryant. And I've already put in the show description for this episode when me and Brother Kaba went last year or whatever and showed how John Hope Bryant. Actually, they don't do it. So hold on. There's a whole. Real quick. There's a whole. It's the they that I'm talking about is that whole ecosphere of media punditry, which includes Earn Your Leisure, which includes Kevin Hart, and then they all bring in Steve Harvey. We've talked about that here. They brought in Steve Harvey to EYL. They bring him to Ian Dunlap. Then they have. We have to add the Breakfast Club to this because we have the clip. I watched the clip from them talking about this story, where they're talking about Grant Cardone and this is just bad and it's just racist and they're taking advantage of the culture again. And this is why this is why as Charlemagne the God says on that clip, this is why you got to listen to John Hope Bryant. And him and Envy go back and forth. They keep bringing it up. Got to go back to John Hope Bryant. John Hope Bryant. Well, look in the show description where me and Kaba did this like a year ago. We showed how John Hope Bryant in his conversation with Roland Martin exposes himself as doing the same thing. A black front for white businesses, white investment, white capital, white companies, and it's all under the guise of blackness and black entrepreneurialism, and we got to get ours. And then these cats, and so it's not. I'm not saying. I'm obviously correct. It's not. I don't mean to say that these two by themselves have done, but they're part of this ecosphere, and these two are major players in that ecosphere.
It's a cult. You can't have and what we miss, these Jim Jones, everybody, not the rapper, but the cult leader Jim Jones. You got to have white validation. You got to have a Jim Jones, because a lot of times y'all remember the Branch Davidians with David Koresh. Like it's a lot. The Mormon. Recently too. Most of his followers were people of color, black people. Many of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of the people that died, those were black folks in there. Who's the Mormon church is attracting more and more black people. I don't think people care. I think there was this interview with this Trump supporter. And with black Trump supporters, this white dude was interviewing black Trump supporters on the Young Turks Network. And he was basically saying to them, when Trump says he wants to make America great again, he wants to return to the 50s. He was asked, when was America great? And he referred to literally Jim Crow era America is when America was great. And these two black men were like, listen, if Jim Crow was the era where we had our own businesses, where we were entrepreneurs during Jim Crow, and we had strong black families. So I would want to go back to Jim Crow. Many of these capitalists are like, they don't have a problem with racism. Trump was beloved by wealthy blacks and prominent Negroes prior to running for president. And he was just as overtly racist before running for president. That after, we have one of the most beloved black capitalists here in Chicago, who is literally an open fascist, who said he wants to hunt the police to hunt criminals down like rabbits. And he's a full advocate and supporter of not just the MAGA movement, of the Chicago Police Department.
Who are you talking about?
Willie Wilson.
Oh, wow.
Willie Wilson. And he shows up at church. So, I mean.
Wait, Reverend Willie Wilson?
Yeah.
Not the same Southeast DC Reverend Willie Wilson.
No, we got our own.
He didn't move. Okay,
from sharecropper to
okay. My bad.
Not that Willie. Don't be silly. Vote for Willie. And all I'm saying is,
I was about to say
black
that
capitalists.
Been, yeah.
When it comes to money and getting rich versus the interest of the race, the basic human dignity, our liberation and freedom, they will pick the potential, not even the manifestation of money, but our black elites, black wealthy entrepreneurs are a part of the racist system. They're not antagonistic against it. They don't challenge it. They're down with it. They embrace it. And the only time they appear to be offended is when it has a potential to hurt their earning potential. So, expose, this is a racist. They'll go find some other Jim Jones for the economic cult, and they'll find some financial guru, some financial white man to give, to make their ice colder. So,
but listen to how that, but
ongoing hustle.
Let me just, it is, but I just want to, I think, let me just show you a couple more minutes of this.
I want you to set it off. Actually, well, for full context, I'm friends with his right-hand man, Jared. Shout out to him.
Friends? Another Jared. Jared. What the hell? What the hell?
He talking about you. Stop tripping. He talking about Jared Ball.
Right,
Jared Ball.
Why did Ian snitch on me like that?
Right.
Now nobody knew I was Grant's right-hand man.
Yes.
God damn it. These snitching ass. I thought this young generation is terrible.
Hey, Ian said he about to lift the hood right now. Watch him.
I'm telling you.
Shout out to the team.
Shout out to the
Grant's book 10X has had a huge impact on me.
10X.
Everyone in the comments, you don't have to worry. I'm not about to cape. There's two trains of thought. One is, my first thought is, why is everyone so upset? Grant has been on record saying the N-word, has been super supportive when we have died at the hands of police officers, that he was supportive of the police. And he's had some statements that were not in benefit to us. Also, Matt was on live earlier. Shout out to MG. Matt's predominant point was, if you will go support everyone else and not support us, isn't this the treatment that we kind of deserve?
So that's I'm gonna leave it there, but that's basically the energy that they bring. That's my point. So it's like you all helped, again, not just these three, but this whole community has helped promote the Grant Cardones and that lifestyle and that world to Black people, to give, as you all said, to give themselves legitimacy in their ability to fleece their own community. And then when this happens, it's the same thing. Don't be confused. He even had to say, I'm not about to cape for him. Don't get mad, which is, a sign that, but I like his book. My boys had him on his show. We didn't tell you to do what he's doing. And now that he's been exposed and you all are upset, this is the even more of a sign that you should not listen to us as we use him to platform ourselves and platform him, but now you should listen to him as evidence that you should come to us with your money and give us your money and invest through us. And later in the video, the whole thing is actually about them saying to all the people who would go through Grant to culture vulture Black people, all the white businesses and banks, Ian calls out banks who would go through Grant Cardone to culture vulture Black people. Don't do that. Come to the real sources, they say. Come to us. At least we have a real relationship with the people. We will really be listening to the mixtapes and know all the stuff that that's what they're saying. So they're saying, I mean, it's like, it's a complete, I completely understand. And I know this is where Diallo, you and I probably disagree on this point. This is why I completely understand when so many in our communities get confused, because these cats help promote it. And then they come right back around with this same kind of tough talk and Black, and tell you that you were wrong for listening to me, and now listen to me and not listen to him, even though I told you to listen to him to boost me in the first place. And now that he's exposed himself, come back to me because it's ultimately your fault, because you have been, as he even says later, groomed by the Leor Cohens of the 80s and 90s to not build equity and to give everything away to the white folks, now come through us and we'll fix it. And I'm like, how can anybody see through all of this if they're already in tune and following these dudes in the first place? They're never gonna, they bring them right back. It's a way of bringing them right back into the maze. All right, let me stop. Go ahead.
Black elites, Black people who are elites, Black people who strive to become elites have always been allies and assets of our oppressors, never true opponents of our oppressors. That's just the lack of class consciousness. So, I mean, we just keep repeating this cycle in 2023. I mean, I don't even know, like you said, we're confused. I don't even know where the confusion is, because when you listen to a lot of these strivers, the Black people who intended with the millionaire mindset, and how they speak even when the white folks aren't around, is what Kwame Ture called picking cotton at night. When you engage in slave mentality or slave behavior, when you don't even have to, when you volunteer to be slave-like, that's picking cotton at night when you could be off the clock doing your own thing. So this is just a cycle that keeps going, and I'm sure they're rummaging through the trash heap to find another economic Jim Jones, another white validator, white ally. I mean, Trump was an icon in the Black community and an icon of Black culture, and Trump was also one of the most referenced figures in hip hop.
Oh my God, Diallo last night
he ran for president.
In Hassan Campbell's chat, that's what everybody was calling for last night. They were like, bring Trump back. They want him to win.
Right.
I was like,
so,
what is the
I got right now, I was just going back and forth with some supposedly educated Black men who were wailing and weeping and wailing about taxation and how taxation is robbing us. And I tried to tell them how profit and wage theft is robbing us. And you got Black people calling for reduced taxes and deregulation. And even though when I brought up the fact that profit and wage theft is the issue and capitalism is the issue, and they were literally like, because the government owns the corporations. And I'm like, but you're calling for reduced taxes and deregulation, which will empower them to control the government even more. And so, yeah, it's obvious when capitalism is a cult, and is as much as Islam and Christianity has warped our thinking and perceptions of reality, capitalism just as much.
So I was looking at a clip like two years ago from Grant Cardone and some Black dude who he actually thought was white, but Grant Cardone said it was funny.
It happens to me all the time these days.
No, but like it was really funny. He said, I didn't even know he was Black. That's what he said. But anyway, Grant Cardone said that he's going to help disenfranchised, marginalized kids of color. And then it was like, well, what about the white kids? And he was like, well, white is a color too. So technically he's helping all damn kids, even the white kids. So he's not.
That's what he meant by kids of color. See
what I mean? You mean all kids.
So what happened to where did you put that 19 Keys clip? Where did I get that?
I think I sent that to your Instagram.
Okay, because I would like, because I mean, I am, you know, we can't go without, I mean, without hearing
the coach's top thought leader.
But
yes, seat at the table with Pinky. Word up.
Where? Yeah, you got to break that down for me when we get to that. But let me. Here we go. Let me pull this up here, because I'm not really clear about the slutty vegan joint.
Right. Dude say I'm white. You can be here. Yeah, man. I don't own this platform. Anybody that's a good person can come in and tap in with me. You know, the whole thing to me, you know, when we talk about culture vultures, you know, what we talking about,
vultures.
You know, people that prey upon our culture that's not a part of it, right? People that take from the culture and necessarily don't give the same amount back, right? I was always taught learn from the white man because he makes no excuses and they learn to work together in a collective manner. So it's nothing wrong.
Do they? I didn't know that.
People, white men are working
only after multiple world wars and ongoing.
Because we live in America, capitalist society, and it's a very diverse country. And to be honest, I don't know too many black men in this country that made it successful without working with, Jewish, white, different people of different backgrounds. You feel me? So that's not the problem whatsoever. Working with them is not the problem, right? So what are we talking about then? We're talking about principles and we're talking about respect. If you don't have principles, right? If you don't have respect and you ain't got integrity, then this ain't the conversation for you, right? I'm not even talking to you whatsoever because somebody can slap you on your ass, call you a boy, and as long as they paying you, you would take that. That's completely different. You know what I'm saying?
But he just took some money where they slap him on his ass and he just took the money. He literally just did that. But
the coach
first
is
of all,
top
Diallo,
thought
where your
leader.
kufi at?
My bad.
What?
Where your kufi?
I don't wear no kufis and I don't do that.
That's what
you
you
talking about, Guru
right
Diallo. This is Bro Diallo here.
We didn't pay for that.
Yeah,
Diallo
we gotta get Guru Diallo on at some point.
We paid for
Guru Diallo ain't here right now. Guru Diallo is on the Riviera, private yacht.
So
popping bottles with models.
Oh, okay. Culture. So basically in the culture vulture, so in our own economy, instead of having white culture vultures, we only can have black vultures in the culture. That's the math.
The whole thing is so bananas because these are the same crew that are all over all everywhere. Even on my beloved Math Hoffa show, talking about do for self, circulating this, pooling resources, sovereignty, independence, the culture, and then he's right here. Nobody can get anywhere without working with the Jews and the other whites and the Asians and the
y'all missing
which is it?
The primary point of that whole little snippet. Was that a gold Elijah Muhammad pendant?
Wait, what?
It was.
Was he not wearing a gold Elijah Muhammad piece, not a Jesus piece?
Nah,
it was. Nah. I did catch that.
I'm not having that. I'm not having.
That was an Elijah Muhammad piece. Now is that?
That's it, man. Zoom up on that, man.
How do you make? How can I?
Do the little zoom thing. There we go.
Gold Elijah Muhammad.
Listen to that man. Oh no!
And y'all here talking about
wait
economics. You missed the most.
That looked like a milk car a little bit. That might be a milk car Cabral.
Now you really tripping. You better.
That's Elijah Muhammad. Because I saw him.
That looked like a milk car Cabral.
Yo, is that not Haram?
You never know, man. He'll find.
Is that not?
He be getting the shit in, right?
I think it is. I think you're right.
Is that not Haram?
I don't know who the fuck that is. It might be all three.
Is that not idolatry?
No, he's saying haram is halal. Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Is that not a idolatry?
I don't know what the rules are. You asking the wrong heathen.
I don't know. Because he's
they always have their face up. They always had his face up around though. But they didn't make it gold
in gold and wear the pennant on your neck.
You might be mixing religions though. Who knows?
I don't know, man. Listen, top thought leader.
The coach's top thought leader.
Somebody said I call everything a cult. You mad? I mean, don't be mad at me for calling it out. Get mad for it being a cult. And they use the same rhetoric of what is heavenly salvation, economic salvation. What's the difference? It's the same rhetoric. If you take out economics and put in Delort, whatever manifestation of Delort, whether it's the prophets or if you take away, they call themselves guru, which is a cultish religious term. It's a cult. Don't be mad at me. And the main thing is the cult is based on lies and falsehoods, myths and folklore that of better days ahead if you just submit to this nonsense. So I couldn't. Elijah Muhammad. Now we're gonna do Elijah Muhammad pieces as opposed to Jesus pieces. And to the point where I don't know whether that's progress or regression.
I was about to say.
They got me.
I was about to say it's a step forward, and then I was like,
"Is it? Is it? Are we doing the wrong thing the right way, or are we doing the right thing the wrong way?" I can't. I'm lost.
It's just honestly, I wish I had more time since I heard the news, because I would have liked to even find more of these clips of all this backtracking. I mean, it is that whole Earn Your Leisure Ian Dunlap thing, and the way they do it, even in that clip from 19 Keys, they start to lean into that stereotypical masculine performance as part of the bravado in response. You just go get slapped and take it. Like, this is something different. But you've been, again, promoting all of these types of cats and ideas, and now you come back with all this tough talk for your same audience who are rightfully raising a question about the people you've brought to their attention. And the
why
idea,
they ain't come at Jay-Z like that? Why they didn't come at Jay-Z like that when he dumbed down his lyrics to double his dollars? Why they didn't come at him like that?
Because nobody in their audience, because he's black, Jay-Z's black, and nobody in their audience is raising these questions. They're not saying, "What's up with your man?" Here comes Grant on doing his Fox News white man thing, as Kaba used to say, white peopling. And even people in Ian Dunlap's audience are having him, he's got to come out and say, "Don't worry, I'm not caping," because clearly people in the audience like, "You're caping," and then he's got to do the whole, this I told you, I mean, it's wild, wasn't he a MAGA supporter from day one? And a Trump supporter from day one, and he was a right-wing reactionary. I don't know. I don't have no look. Don't. I'm not their friend.
If you look at Grant going all the way back to 2016 during the MAGA movement, he's a full-on supporter. He is a right-winger and a right-wing reactionary. No, Grant Cardone. I don't understand this whole. Sure. People clutching pearls. I don't understand people gasping and fainting on daybeds about this man being racist when he's been racist. And like I said, I can't reiterate.
No. He's not racist. He's beyond race.
There's somebody who just came out. I can't remember. Oprah Winfrey said back in the 80s that it's not black, it's not white. The only color that matters is green. The Negro bourgeoisie and these black strivers have been saying that for the longest time. Yes, they will cooperate, coordinate, embrace white races, white imperialism, the whole ADOS, drape themselves in the American flag. Black people who want to strive for personal riches, are willing to coordinate, ally, work with any agenda that will enrich them, no matter how it harms the black masses.
That's what 19 Keys just said, though. He just said that.
I got something even scarier for y'all. When they say they're for the upliftment of the race, in their warped minds, that's not a contradiction, because they do believe their personal wealth, their personal leisure, their status as being able to wear gold encrusted idolatry and bootleg Elijah Muhammad kufis, that is the betterment of the people. You ever hear the pimp where he's like, "Yo, me driving in a Cadillac is to uplift my hoes. I stay clean so my hoes have somebody to look up to." They don't see it. They don't see it as a contradiction, because they believe their personal wealth is actually equivalent to the collective wealth. Us being able to watch them live high on the hog is our reward. It's something we like. Jay-Z said,
high level. That's too high level.
My presence is charity.
They ain't working. Say it better.
So everything,
you gotta dumb it down. You gotta dumb it down for them. Dumb it down for them. How can I help the poor if I'm one of them? That's it.
Yes.
We just dumb it down for the audience.
Yes. How can I help the poor? Right. So you don't help the poor by being one of them, and you stop being one of the poor by exploiting the poor. I mean, it's consistent.
By the way,
So-
since you mentioned that reverse hashtag, we just have to offer our audience a cool can of soda. Just to bring that back to where we are. So everybody refresh yourself with that solidarity of dispersed Africans. There you go. Oh, it looks so delicious. So
With
delicious.
no colors and artificial sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I drink
Exactly.
Crip
It's
Cola.
vegan.
I ain't with that blood soda.
Nah.
I didn't know Black Power Media was rocking with blood soda when we got Crip Cola out here. Shout out
Look,
to
I got
Killer
the blue
Mike.
smoke behind me. I'm with everybody. Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man. Hey, just real quick. Welcome Isaac as a new subscriber. I can say that at 31, this guy is very familiar. I watched most of my friends buy into this various pyramid schemes and MLMs. The scams change, but the hustlerpreneur rhetoric stays the same. It's ingrained. Thank you, Isaac, for the super chat and welcome. And a little bit more. Thanks again. It's wild now because so much of the everyday conversation that I have with family and friends in my age group now is heavy with the guru vocabulary. They refuse to be introspective or observant because it's a victim mindset. Yeah, they're all about that mindset.
Million dollar mindset.
Isaac coming in strong this morning. Thank you. $1 million mindset. Math Hoffa blocked me on his channel for saying that him and the other hustler-oriented panelists sound like Republicans. These hip-hop podcasts are a problem. Cream mentality. That's it. Yeah, Math Hoffa. I mean, yeah, there's been some disturbing, like they've taken some disturbing turns as he's gotten more popular, unfortunately. But
Isaac must have read that booklet. He got some money to spend. He read that booklet. Good, there you go, Isaac. But look, why y'all ain't tell me this? Wait. Why y'all ain't tell me Grant Cardone is 64 years old, yo?
Why'd you need to know that?
I didn't know he was that old. God damn. And he's still getting the money from the black community. Old ass white man.
Well,
because he's
oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was reading this report about the myth of the young entrepreneur, the breakout startup. And they said the average successful business owner, which is only, 10% of all business startups, but the average successful business owners is between late 40s, early 60s, and the media has built up the some guy dropping out of college and creating some industry in his basement is actually, when you look at the actual demographics of successful business startups, people who start business, they generally start those businesses in their late 40s or 50s. So this system is for the old folks, and they just gas up the young people to play themselves. So that's just so him being 64, that's actually consistent with the statistics about who has the connections, the experience, and the skills to actually start a business and see it through successfully. But even then, most of the old heads fail. So I'm not trying to gas up the gray beard.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't go out here. Don't quit your job. Don't start Grant with our knees and lower back pain. I'm just saying.
But who's not failing is a business. And I don't know if we really meant to deal to address this, but Rihanna's not failing as
destroying the black manhood. Is
She's
that her brand?
Yeah, that is. She is destroying black manhood. You have a black man walking behind her carrying the child. Even reduced in size. They even photoshopped him smaller, like where they scaled him back or whatever in the background. So that's obvious. Black manhood is over. It's a wrap. Is that the headline? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, well, have you seen the breakdown, the numerological breakdown of that image?
The numerological breakdown? No.
The numerological typographic breakdown of that image, how they hardened her face, her features, and softened his features. Because you was getting there when you talk about the photoshopping of the size. That image has single-handedly not only destroyed black manhood, but twisted and turned around the black value system. Yes,
I have to say there was more people in my Instagram timeline took that position than I would have expected. I was a little bit. I was having some second thoughts about what my algorithm is saying to me, because I was like, "Are you serious? Like that's."
Destroying black manhood.
When you send that in the chat, that's the first time I heard it. So my timeline, they sleeping. I don't know what's going on.
Let me
No,
tell
you
this.
have an advanced timeline. Apparently, mine was looking a little bit. I was like, oh my goodness, why are all these people saying? Like, there were people like putting like added graphics, like look at him, look at where he is, and look at this, and got the baby, and I was like, yeah, why
destroy my manhood?
I was like,
it's gone. I'm broken. Listen. I got called, and the brother's listening now. I got called gynocentric the other day.
God damn.
I didn't know that was a thing. And I didn't have no comeback for it. I just logged off. We were going back and forth. We was having a discussion, a private discussions in the DM. It went down in the DM, and the brother was like, you sounded mad gynocentric right now. So I logged off the computer and I contemplated, and I'm like, man, I have been gynocentric. I have been oriented.
Logged off. Damn.
I didn't have a comeback. I didn't know that was such a word. And then I'm thinking, man, have I been centered around that thing? Have I been focused and orienting myself around that stuff?
Yes.
And man, I have been gynocentric.
And what is
so
the
now
issue?
I'm working. I'm not supposed to be. That's not alpha. That's not sigma. That's not alpha.
Man, you could call me that. I'm gynocentric.
You know, some of the greatest men in our history.
That's my new pronoun. I'm about to change.
change.
Hold up, I'm about to change my name.
This guy here, man.
Right here. I'm about to change my name with this joint right here. Gynocentric.
So
you damn
I don't
right.
know if I'm even fit to talk on this because my perception is screwed with my gynocentrism. And I'm hoping the brother works with me to deal with this, because I'm like, damn, because I get called all kind of names. Damn. And that was the first one that I was like, I couldn't dodge it. I couldn't deflect it. I didn't have no defense. Like, man, that thing, that stuff, man, I have been maybe too centered around and focused on that. So I'm going
when I saw that picture, I said the first thing I thought was when I saw that picture was, damn, when did they get a picture of me and my wife going to the store? I was like
when the last time you had cornrows? Stop, man, stop trying to project yourself. See, this vicarious, trying to live vicarious through those who have more than us, whether it's money or hair, is a big problem
or
in the Black community. Right.
I was fully
trying to project yourself. Stop. And you know, I've been talking mad greasy about Rihanna because here's the thing. ASAP is a coon of coons. Remember, he said that Black Lives Matter stuff don't apply to him because he's in Beverly Hills.
Oh,
he don't have no connection. Y'all remember ASAP Rocky?
I thought that was Young Thugger, but yeah, maybe him too. All of them.
He said it too. What, you think it's just limited to Young Thug?
Them niggas looking like I don't even know. I ain't know.
First of all, I was confused because when I first saw the name, I thought because the ASAP Rock I remembered in hip hop, I thought was a white boy or at least very light skinned.
Well, to be honest with you,
I was confused by the whole ASAP Rocky thing.
The whole ASAP crew.
No, you ain't gonna do it. I like ASAP Ferg now. He the coolest of the ASAP crew. But
you all have your favorites. You know, whenever there's a boy band, you guys pick your favorite from that boy band. But the point is,
that's what I thought. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
ASAP is a race trader. He literally says, as the other gurus, his affluence, his material riches sets him not only above, but apart from the struggles of the Black masses. Rihanna, on the other hand, is a class enemy, a billionaire. And we're focused on the wrong things, where we're focusing on him holding a baby and being in the back and her being up front, when that whole thing, they're both trash. And then I find myself, which I hate, being gynocentric, trying to diffuse all the hysterics. Because here's the thing: if your manhood is challenged, weakened, or diminished,
I have to interrupt you on that one. You're not diffusing. I watch your timeline, Diallo. You ain't diffusing a goddamn thing. You lighting all the fuses.
Like everything
all
on fire. Burn them
down.
Burn them down. More fire.
Bring peace to rationality. No, I try to be rational.
Man,
I am reason.
Where's my Clay Davis drop? Shit.
Listen,
I'm pouring kerosene. Kerosene on all.
He all over there.
First of all, if your manhood can be diminished by a magazine covers, then it should be.
Damn.
Then it should be. If a manhood can be challenged, diminished, or warped by a magazine cover, it should be. But instead of being able to tear down the magazine cover because it's a class enemy and a coon on there, I'm here defending womanhood, manhood, and the family, and trying to dissolve and diffuse all this angst and anxieties brothers are feeling about the thing. So I it's just like that Black Panther. Did we ever discuss Black Panther? What y'all do last week?
Oh,
Black Panther all in there.
Which one?
The second one.
Oh,
Wakanda
I already
Forever.
had my say. I'm happy to revisit it. I already had my say, but yeah, I don't know if we talked about it here, but I mean, if
you
wanna
saw the
come
guy
back
that said that it was an erasure of Black men.
Nah, I ain't see that.
Yeah, but I'm out here just trying to tell brothers that, you know, the true threats to our quote unquote manhood versus the illusionary threats to our quote unquote manhood. And so I didn't even get to like call out that magazine cover, call out Rihanna, call out her and Beyonce and the rest of the sellouts that go and do the Super Bowl halftime show, that every time the NFL gets into some trouble culturally or politically or socially, they bring out a token and tokenism and the whole Fenty and sweatshops and all that stuff. And I'm here trying to, you know, hold and embrace and cuddle my brothers so that their wounded manhood, and I want to tell them that their manhood is okay, that it's still intact, and that magazine is not an assault on our manhood. So, it's frustrating to me.
The magazine that should be the assault was the Jet and Ebony magazine. Going back going back to Grant Cardone, he's running the playbook of how to sell a Negro, and y'all mad at him, right? John Johnson taught the nigga how to sell a Negro. He's selling a Negro worth about $600 million right now, and you're mad at him. So if your manhood gone, it's gone from that magazine.
I thought you were talking about. Oh, go on.
One clear parallel that I see is to the point you're both making is that all of these folks end up becoming black face fronts and mascots for capital investment, et cetera, and so forth. So you're right. When the NFL gets in trouble, they grab Rihanna. When Grant or whoever gets in trouble, they grab Earn Your Leisure, Ian Dunlap, and then vice versa. And then Ian Dunlap and Grant and Ian Dunlap and Earn Your Leisure and Charlemagne the God and John Hope Bryant and Roland Martin, all of them can play off of Grant by saying, see, there go the white boy doing his white boy thing. So come to us and give us your money and let us take you to the promised land. Yeah,
hey, did you see that little clip though when Charlemagne was pushing his anti-war sentiments? He said somebody need to investigate Biden spending his money in Ukraine. Something ain't right there.
He did passingly say that there was something about, we got money he did say something like got more money for the war and all this other, but I don't know.
He was channeling his communist Tupac. See, that's what he was channeling, but No. I think he was channeling it's the safe lane to be in to present yourself as a caring representative of your community. And then it does also open up a nice little lane for some conservative right-wing, maybe advertising, because some of them have their reasons for not wanting to invest in the war as well. So it's a little, and because you don't, at least in what I saw, there's no elaboration and there's no consistent discussion of some alternative, leftward move. It just kind of, and then ultimately it's couched in that John Hope Bryant is going to save your black economic situation. And then again, please watch the clip that I put in the show description down, into this, where Kaba and I go through John Hope Franklin's whole business model and advertising relationships. I mean, it was crazy.
and that yet it's presented yet again as Black sovereignty and independence and wealth building and all kinds of stuff, and it's all fronts for white business and capital and partners. And but like he said, nobody makes money without partnering with other groups. So
gotta connect with the white boys.
Yeah,
but don't they also aren't the Jewish, Christian, Islamic, white, Arab, Asian gurus also telling their poor masses that they have to also come over here and work with us? If we have to work with them to get rich, don't they have to work with us? Isn't the inverse also true?
I'm not on those platforms. I don't know what they're saying, but something
we
doesn't
need to
sound
find some
right.
Asian gurus.
Their capital is working with us, not them. Their capital is working with us.
No, the Asian gurus work with Boyce Watkins and teach them how to market to Black people. When what was his name? What was old boy's name that came out a couple years ago? Because this
Rich Dad Poor Dad. The Rich Dad Poor Dad.
No. A couple years ago, a couple years ago, that video came out that was showing it's a younger Asian dude who works for whose marketing agency works with Boyce, and he was talking in a video about how he uses Boyce Watkins to bring his stuff into the Black community, and then Boyce had to go out and do a whole bunch of these videos too. Don't worry, don't pay attention to that. I'm really building Black wealth. That. Sometimes you gotta talk to the Asians and the whites. You gotta, build. He had to do his whole little. I mean, it's
do they?
Yeah. Right. No, that's my point though, and
that's what's going to unite the races.
Right.
Capitalism, pursuit of wealth will unite the races because you got to work. We all got to work together to exploit each other. I don't.
But to be fair, you showed us
nothing unites like capitalism.
To be fair, Charlemagne has apparently brought us an answer, right? Didn't I see he's executive producing this?
Well, yeah, they brought the film to him. I think they just using him for promo. But yeah, sure, yeah, exactly.
Let's
govern. I want to give them the tools to be self-sufficient, so they don't have to rely on us.
Let water find its own level.
Isn't that true equality?
We are One USA. We have raised more money faster than any other Democratic super PAC this election cycle. And we won't slow down until Harold Roundtree is in the White House.
I supported you taking that job. Maybe you would help that campaign focus on the real issues.
I've been analyzing contributions to our super PAC, and I started to see patterns.
Patterns.
They're all add-ins of the same number.
What number?
88.
All of it goes back to business interests associated with one organization.
We need to get ahead of this. We're sitting on the time bomb.
Where do we start?
Follow the money? I don't think they're expecting to run into Black Rain Man.
White supremacists support a black man. You know how ridiculous that sounds?
It goes way beyond campaign funds.
It goes to the soul of the country.
Bury this. We never knew.
You stumbled on something far bigger than you think, Mr. Jackson.
I'm scared that one day our son could walk out that door and never make it back home.
8701, 2563, 71117.
I am the architect of my destiny.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Jackson. Stay out of the way.
Mr. Jackson, I know who I am.
That looks good. I'm gonna watch that joint.
Yo, so he says this is gonna be the modern day version of the spook that's at behind the door, by the way. So make sure.
Oh, is that what he said this is gonna be?
During the interview, they interviewed the actual writer and director and producer. And then
who is the actual writer and producer?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he's from a Nigerian American. I'm not sure. I've never heard of the dude actually. But I'll send y'all the interview link.
I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, they interviewed him like a year ago. So there we go. Lee Daniels didn't get his shit approved, so now we got another spook. coming up.
Yeah, what happened to that? I thought they were going to be filming it in Baltimore.
Prayers. My prayers is what happened.
They film a pilot show, but they didn't get picked up. They just said,
beautiful.
Didn't I tell y'all prayer works? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
I'm gonna give me a gold Elijah Muhammad piece.
Until I'm told different, I'm gonna believe that's a meal called Cabral, because there's no way the cultural thought leader gonna be having that shit on. So
I'm just happy to know he's gonna be in hell with me doing such blasphemous as putting the prophet, because he was a prophet of Allah. Am I not? Am I right? And so maybe, and, you're not supposed to wear images and craven images of the prophet. So I'll be getting thought led in hell. Atheists are actually going to be in a better position in hell than the blasphemous.
So y'all gonna be burning low, having high level conversations. Good job, Diallo. I'm proud of you.
No, I just thought led, man. Thought canceller, culture's top thought deflector. Okay.
It wasn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, the dude name is I don't know. It's Eromose. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm gonna send you the link to the interview.
Did you want us to look at this Pinky story?
But you overlooked the other cover that's destroying Black manhood.
Oh, what is it? What I look? What I miss?
The ebony cover with, what's the name? Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah.
Black manhood.
Comedy Hype been talking about this all week.
Black manhood is under siege, not by chronic disease, prostate cancer, mass incarceration.
Oh wow, this is even more rage. I just Googled this. Just put the children
Black
away.
Manhood can't catch a break.
It's
Black manhood. That ebony magazine cover. That is it.
Yeah. Well, here it is. Here they are together. Somebody got them all together.
Yeah. I mean, it's done. These magazine covers have done. I mean, I know white folks is like, why do we FBI, CIA, ATF, DEA, all these weapons when we could have just, magazine covers. That's the Black man's kryptonite.
Wow.
That is Black man's kryptonite.
Comedy Hype did a whole, I was watching that, and I feel like what's my man's name? I feel like he did a 180, because he in the first episode, what's my man's name? I keep forgetting his name. He was saying, they're ruining our manhood. They're, it's ruining our masculinity.
Pierre?
Not Pierre, the other one, the other brother.
He's the only one. Who else is there?
Corey Holcomb?
No.
He's not on Comedy Hype.
He's not on Comedy Hype. Yeah, he's beefing with Comedy Hype. It's Pierre and the dude from. Oh man, he's always on there. He's like the routine other guy that's on there, and I'm just blanking out on his name. And but he was initially it's not, he's got like a one name. It's not Earthquake, but he's got a one name like that. It begins with a C, I want to say. It's not Charlemagne, but it's something like that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But initially he's always the guy he's like, I want the manhood, the real manhood.
Well, that's pause.
Oh, right.
Why does hyper masculinity always circle
not
around
Godfrey?
to
Capone, that's it. Capone,
yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Capone.
crazy how hyper masculinity tends to align and resonate with homoeroticism. That blows my mind.
Right. Pause. He said he was like, the traditional thing is what he wanted. Pause. And then but then they had a gay comic on just the other day, a black male gay comic whose name I can't remember either. And it switched up. the energy switched up and everything was a lot more open and welcoming, and he didn't have that same energy. And Pierre really, stepped out as, like, why is everybody, he was sounding like Diallo. Why y'all getting like, if your manhood can't handle a cover, was so it just seemed like he, I don't know what it was. It just felt like, maybe he had a conversation, was enlightened in between episodes, but it was just one of those it just seemed pretty clear that there was a shift in the energy. He went from being stuck in 1950 to being in 2023 real quick, though. He seemed to update himself real quick, and all of a sudden he was like, well, and then he asked some questions. He was asking, and then his one, he was like, why are some gay men super gay, super flamboyant? Why they gotta be all out there like that? Why can't they be more like you and just be like regular nigga would be gay? And the dude's answer was a good one. He was like, just like some straight men are extra, they do too much. They're out here being overly. I thought it was a good answer. Anyway, it was. But look, everything is up for everything is fair game, and everything is. I was trying to think of like everything is on the brink of falling over. So whether it's manhood,
Armageddon,
or freedom,
the war of Armageddon has begun. We are in the midst of Armageddon. So I'm glad, you are Chief Petty Officer, because the war of Armageddon has begun.
No,
we're going to get our marching orders this
I'm
Sunday.
now gynocentric.
Well, yeah. So all the gynocentric people have to do. How do you stop war? What's the Chirac movie? The Chirac movie, how you stop war. If you want to stop Armageddon,
no sex.
Boom.
The women have to withhold sex, and
so
we'll stop being violent.
I'm gonna need you to lead that movement, gynocentric, brother.
So Savior's Day this Sunday.
Drop the bombs, kill all the people, keep the sex coming. If somebody got to die, they got to die.
Y'all gynocentric. Y'all not alpha, and the next stage.
I'm dim boy. I'm dim boy, so you can't get no more alpha than that. Dim boy. That's my pronouns. Dim boy.
Dim boy. I'm
gonna work on my gynocentrism. Shout out to the brother that brought that to my attention.
Yeah, shout out to him, because By the way, look, real quick, because I actually did read this thing. If we have a couple minutes, unless there's something else you want to get to real quick. I actually did read this Grant Cardone book last night, and I'm not proud of it.
Can we please start with the introduction? Let's start with the introduction, then you go to your notes.
Yeah, that's fine. It's first of all, I know this is a PDF copy, so I don't know what the actual book looked like for real. But I have a suspicion that I was just like, it's the Millionaire booklet, how to get super rich. So to be fair, right, he did call it a booklet. It's just a booklet. And it is just a booklet. And it tells you how to get super rich, but they're all the same thing. They all say the same thing. It's some mindset. It's some, what was there something specific in here that you were looking at?
I like how he said you got to change your environment. It's the whole get out the hood thing. He said you got to cut off friends and families. You got to be a sociopath.
His introduction has him. His introduction have him speaking to a audience to convince them to invest in this nice organization, a reasonable organization, and he's supposed to raise like $2 million, and the people came up with 500,000, and then they also got to $1 million, and one man invested $1 million. So I would say, okay, if you got all this hundreds of 600 million, why the hell you ain't give them the money? Like, why are they paying you? Why are they paying you to convince other people to give money? If you're supposed to be this, millionaire giving away free game and shit, you should have given away the money.
But I mean, what blows my mind is just how trite his suggestions are. Mm-hmm. They're so run of the mill.
That's what I mean.
And if I wasn't,
I'm gonna show you why they run in the mill. Go back to the top. Go back to the top.
Like, it's the most basic.
No, because I was going to say he actually tells you his book. In this book, he's telling you to sell this to bring people into his courses. So he's literally using this to make himself money. I'll get to it in a second. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Go to page 4. Go to page 4. Like at the bottom of page 4. So right there. She said, I wrote this book. The Millionaire booklet was written without a ghostwriter, impressive words, or a bunch of economic facts.
Right.
In fact, it was written in 2 fucking hours. This nigga wrote a book in 2 hours. Hey, that's one take home.
I mean, it's copy and paste. I could have wrote this book in half an hour. It's copy and paste of the most basic. Save money.
It really is.
Hey, let my man live, dog. He one take hold. He done gave y'all a game in 2 hours.
He says, here's a way to millions of dollars. If you make $50,000 a year and work for 20 years, you have $1 million. Assuming you spend not one penny of your pre-tax salary in 20 years. I mean, it's some wild, and he says, like, the first thing you have to do is increase income to get wealthy. If you're in sales position, then you know what to do. Sell more.
But the testimony.
How to get rich. Amass money. How to get rich. Amass a lot of money.
This is the part I was talking about, though. When you commit, you will find a way that, and it never means you have to be unethical. Send my company referrals, and I will pay you. For every company you refer me for our online product, Cardone University, I will pay $500 when we close the deal. Get me 1 a week and I'll pay you $26,000 a year. Get me 3 a week and I'll pay you $78,000. Make $50,000 and I'll pay you another. So he's saying part of the way you can get rich is making me money by bringing more suckers into my university.
But the problem with that is on page 40. He says in order to get rich, you got to change your environment, and that means cutting off friends and family. So how am I going to get all these people to trust me enough to follow my advice if on my path to wealth, I'm cutting them all off and getting the hell away from them?
So, and real quick, like, have anybody saw any update reports of how Americans feel about millionaires or rich people? Because he has the same old tired line that most of society frowns. They frowns on getting rich, but the last report I saw says 52% admired rich, 29% is indifferent, and only 8% of Americans resented rich people. So, is there any like new reports of how people feel about it? Because I've never.
They're the most persecuted population. Didn't your Dave Chappelle's homie?
Yes.
Say that the rich are the most condemned and persecuted population.
But if that was the case, they wouldn't have an audience to sell to because all these people trying to get rich. So like that doesn't make any sense to me.
But they're gonna be different rich people. That's all the people.
They're gonna be compassionate rich niggas
coming to us. Yes. And they're gonna be more like Jay-Z.
Compassionate conservative rich niggas. I got you.
Right. Or they're gonna be like LeBron in open schools.
George Bush got them niggas.
Oh, I see you sent the Breakfast Club clip. We can play some of it if you want. It just will guarantee that we will get demonetized.
We ain't gotta play.
Well, thanks to Isaac, maybe we can afford to get demonetized. Isaac is coming through today. I remember old heads in the barbershop talking about the richest man in Babylon and 48 Laws back in the late 2000s. They'd play Pastor Jamal Bryant DVDs when it came time to be religious. Wow. Jamal Bryant. Wow. Yeah, no, I remember all of that. What this sister I used to work with at the 1 year I taught high school, she would bring that Rich Dad Poor Dad book to school to work with her and be reading it like at lunch breaks and stuff and be like, and would be like kind of aggressive in saying like, you all might be here doing this teaching thing, in 20 years, but I'm following this. I'm gonna get rich. And I remember looking at the book then, and I didn't read it carefully, but I remember I looked at it. She was showing it to everybody, and I remember looking through it, and I was like, it was like a Grant Cardone book with maybe a little more substance to it. It was, the same kind of. I was like, this is not. This ain't gonna make. Where is this gonna bring the change? Like. It was more that change your mentality, save your money, invest your money, whatever. And if you don't want to be a poor dad, you'll do this. And if you are a poor dad, it's because you stupid and you did these financially illiterate things. So
that's economic facts right there. Economic facts.
Economy. But Grant was like, I don't need facts. I only need 2 hours.
Y'all are forgetting about Dave Ramsey though. I think he's probably one of the most dangerous financial gurus, and nobody pays attention to him. But he's one of the most well-known and popular financial gurus.
But he's the one that's putting the battery in their back. Like these are the newer versions of Dave Ramsey. They listen to his shit and they're making it marketable.
But Dave Ramsey, his thing is the only way to financial peace is through the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ.
Well, Grant Cardone on the same shit. He's the evangelical.
I didn't see the religious.
Man,
I didn't really pick up on that.
Cardone did the other thing. His whole thing was I'm too cool. Like I cuss and I talk trash.
No, but
I didn't hear.
He gets jiggy with it.
He the cool Christian. So
he gets jiggy with his financial advice. But Dave Ramsey, I still think is one of the most disgusting gurus out there. And but he's like the serious people follow him, and the serious people who don't want to get rich quick, but want to follow the slow and steady path. I think Dave Ramsey is probably one of the most worst and disgusting white gurus that resonates with the Black community out there. So,
wow. You know what? I have not paid him that much attention. So that's interesting.
Well, I hope I didn't put him out there. Don't Google Dave Ramsey and the
financial. We did that last week. The week before last, we talked about Dave. Remember?
Yeah.
It was kind of like
scumbag.
Jared didn't know about him then, so
no scumbag.
Whoops.
Jared, you gotta get on your Dave Ramsey tip, bro.
I don't do that because then he might come on here next week.
How you gonna be a freedom scholar? You don't got Dave Ramsey literacy.
Actually, to his credit, if he doesn't know, he doesn't be down there in the muck and mire of these
math ain't mathing, bro.
And speaking of which, I just submitted my nominee for next year's Freedom Scholars Awards. I got to nominate somebody. But I couldn't. I was going to nominate the two of you, but you need to have a university appointment. They changed the rules. Actually, you have to have a university appointment to qualify.
No
university to hire Diallo.
I don't want none. Yeah, it's like Karis once said, the award shows are for pimps and hoes, and every other hypocrite to show off their clothes.
So you all heard Diallo call me a hoe, right? So when everybody starts getting mad at me for cutting him off and saying whatever, you heard I
didn't say it. Karis once said it.
Hey, I just want a ticket to the after party. I don't want to come to the award show. I want an after party, and that's it.
Hey, thanks for the word for the point. Is there a numerology symbolism in $1.11, or is that just how they tax it?
If you put 2.11, then we can talk. I know y'all used to drink 2.11s too, or that's just for the poor people.
No, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
No, poor people drink up here was
2.11.
No, it was Cisco.
Oh.
And
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Oh yeah,
Mad Dog 2020.
We have some Mad Dog in the South too.
So many mistakes made on that right there for so many near misses, mistakes.
Boonville.
You know, probably shouldn't still be here. A whole bunch of that.
Oh man.
Ron Hall, thank you. Think and Grow Rich and all of its derivatives have done more damage to the Black community by peddling selfishness, greed, and hyper-individualism. I agree. Like all of those books.
Yeah, Ricky, they too bougie for 40 ounces, man. I can't drink.
Oh, please. St. Ides 40s. I just don't know that brand. St. Ides is bougie.
That's still.
Please.
St. Ides malt liquor make your Jimmy get thicker.
Yeah.
Told us.
Yeah, I was drinking all of that.
A member of the nation.
Man, we did. We used to leave the ship, and like on the way to where, like the 40 was just the initial beginning. Like it was drink a 40 on the way to get what you were going to drink for the night or whatever. It was
That's
bad.
your pregame drink.
Old gold Colt 45. There we go. Yeah, all of that. That's what I was. And they had Billy D. Williams selling us Colt 45. Of course, I was going to drink that old E. Absolutely.
Plus, you can get some Parmesan for cheap.
Yeah, that was not my thing. That and like
you wasn't on that Paul.
What's the other one that I never was? I can't remember. I used to drink Ripple because of Fred Sanford.
Oh,
he said he had his sham Pipple, and I would get my Ripple. That was one of the first. Anyway,
listen, we done went from convince people to get rich quick, and now we drunk.
Our master.
Oh, that's a bad memory right there, Al Unique. That's a bad memory. That's a bad memory, but that's true.
Anything possible. In the
Hennessy, Hennessy, absolutely. And now that I travel out of the country and can get it, the white Hennessy is I like that even better.
I tell you, I've started drinking wine twice.
And they support. What kind of wine you drink? What red you drinking, man? Malbec, Shiraz.
I drink vegan, organic red wine.
Maya? You talking about Planet 9 or something? What you drinking, Maya?
Well, there's
Maya
a whole. So I have to go get the bottle, man. I don't know.
It's all about you now.
It has to be vegan and organic. I drink it twice a week. So I've started drinking wine. It's been about 3 months.
Oh man,
the wino. Just red wine.
White port or teleport?
White port and Kool-Aid.
I ain't see nobody put teleport in the chat. That means y'all real bougie.
Yeah, I think Ripple may have been paying some sponsorship because Fred used to talk about Ripple on the regular.
Because it sounds funny.
It worked. I mean, it did. As a kid, that was one of the first bottles I went to get, and I had it. And in fact, it was on a Baltimore street, not far from Coppin, and was basically. And I'm lucky. I was basically laid out on the corner on the stoop.
Not surprised. I'm gonna tell you what. If Diallo come back and report that he's drinking teleport, you're gonna be suspended for a week.
I don't know. I only drink vegan organic red wine for health purposes.
I mean, teleport might be vegan. Who knows?
Hey, before we completely
is it red wine?
Anything serious? Can I just ask you what this was about?
What's that?
What was this? What was this about?
What, Pinky?
CIA. We're flying South by Southwest.
Ricky sent me that. I think they got a table at the music event, so they come by and see that. come by and check them out, and bring your resumes and shit like that. If you're trying to be an agent,
Spies Supercharged panel. Somebody please find some footage of that for us.
That can't be real.
Come by and see them, man. It's from their It's from their Twitter.
They got the blue check and everything. Diallo,
that shit.
The CIA don't be
since
messing around, man.
Since Elon took over, that ain't.
But Elon cleaned it all up, man.
Yo,
that is funny.
Matter of fact, what Black Twitter saying about that? They got to be some backlash.
I don't know. That is hilarious. Somebody please, can we take up a fund and send somebody to South by Southwest? Can we do that? Would one of you go? Geechee, would you go to South by Southwest on an EYL journalism mission?
Possibly, but what kind of music they be playing there? We got some jazz going on.
Honestly, don't know. I just hear it's like a big time thing, but I don't know.
It's a music
I just assume
festival.
I can't afford it. I have to ask, so I assume I can't afford it.
Well, is there jazz players there? Am I see Esperanza Spalding there or no?
Yo, shit's real. That's real as hell.
Hold up.
Because I missed the North Sea Jazz Fest again. So yeah, I'll go.
Let's it's
but
March 10th.
Is he gonna make it back? Y'all gonna be responsible for him down there flipping over the CIA table at a music festival?
No, once you go, Talib Kweli's gonna be there.
Oh, Talib gonna get me got. Now I
definitely can't go. He's coming here to Chicago.
Diallo done messed it up for me. Talib don't like me no more.
I think he's moved on.
He don't like me either, man. I was supposed to get an interview, man. That's messed up, Diallo.
If Gregory Porter gonna be there, I'm gonna be there.
Is Childish Gambino gonna perform?
Oh. No, for real. I'll go. I'll interview the people at the table for real though, if you want me to. Because you know,
Man, stay away from that table.
I follow my assignments, unlike Diallo. We ain't see this cat with T.O. yet. But look, I do my assignments.
I got screenshots. That's all I needed. Then somebody come to me. I got the receipts now. I called him. I gave him my personal number. I told him about I reminded him that we were supposed to go out here and do some photo ops in the hood.
Listen, if y'all ain't want nobody dancing in y'all videos like Diallo and y'all want to send somebody to do some journalism, come down to death row. I'll do it.
Do any of these names mean it? Come down to death row. Do any of these names mean anything to you?
Hold on. Slow down, man. I saw a bunch of white people too, so you gotta slow down.
Afrotronics, Adrian Mac
never heard
Davis.
of it. Never heard of them. Keep going. Mate, this is a white people event?
Yeah, it's like a mainstream
Dead
event.
Prez performed there.
Really?
It's bigger than hip hop.
Well, they had a pretty good white audience.
Wait, this has to be the undercard. Show me the main people.
I'm just going in alphabetical order. I'm just seeing, you know.
How about this? I
Big
thought it was
G.
Anthony Hamilton.
Big G, they got backyards playing.
Funk.
It says go. That's Big G. That's backyard. That's
Big G from Backyard?
Yeah.
He by himself?
I'm sure they bill it as him because he's the
vocals.
The vocals, and I'm just looking at they got Rare Essence, EU is playing, Listen Band, 911, Mambo Sauce, T.O.B. Oh.
Yeah, I'll crank
Wednesday,
with them.
March 15th. Maybe I need to go down there.
Oh shit,
They're going to have on March 11th African startups. So
what? Startup?
I ain't trying to do no big. I'm trying to be in the pocket.
Listen,
they're going to
like
have
for real. Like I actually want to go to
Kenya,
this.
South Africa, Egypt.
Just give me
Nigeria.
the map. Tell me where the CIA table at.
Man, you stay your ass away from that damn CIA table.
I'm snitching on both of y'all.
I want you to go to the panel,
exactly.
though.
Yeah,
I want you to
go in
see
there
the
to
panel.
investigate. You're gonna sit down and fill out an application.
Listen, Diallo be saying this shit right here.
But I want you to see who's at the panel. Like who else goes into that? How do you get to the next? Oh wow, they really got you on.
Damn, that's a bunch of people.
It's a lot.
That's too much, bro. How many days that?
Is it by last name? Let me see if they got Esperanza Spalding in here.
Listen, if she there, I'm there.
Stop being gynocentric, yo.
I'm just saying, y'all need to book me in her.
I'm a proud gynocentric.
I got to tell her.
I'm a proud
I don't think that's a good
gynocentrist.
thing. I don't think it's a good thing because the way the guys called me out on it, I don't think it's a good thing.
Man, listen. Jay-Z tell you the power of the what?
And I appreciate the brother bringing it to my attention because when I get correction, I receive correction.
You know what? I thought that was about to say pause. I don't see Esperanza.
She ain't on Gregory Porter.
Let me check under Eve real quick just to make sure because
bro, that's a lot of white people, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna be comfortable in that space. That's a lot.
Ain't no more, man. Listen, didn't the elder tell us race is no longer a thing? There's just a lot of people.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to race to a bunch of
white people. Are you human
either.
being or not? There's just a lot of human beings.
Oh man. Oh, that's messed up.
I can't be.
How is it messed up? Y'all sat there and allowed me to be attacked.
I was about to come
to my defense. Oh, nah. Too late.
My bad, though.
So y'all both human beings. I'm the only brother left on this show.
Listen,
two human beings sitting across from me.
I thought he was going to donate to us when he get that anti-racist money, but so I was trying to be quiet, try to play, play safe.
Y'all let him come in my throat.
I think we should talk about this. I think we should send Geechee. What does the chat think? I think we should send Geechee to South by Southwest.
Listen, I'm going there with my who was a famous black who's a famous black agent for the CIA. I'm gonna go on there with a shirt with that face on it.
Merrill McCullough, wasn't that his name? Who was at King's? Who was the first one to King's body and the first one to misdirect by pointing across? Merrill McCullough. He eventually ended up in the CIA.
So I know we got some t-shirt company people in the chats. Print me a t-shirt with his face on a fruit balloon or Jensen, whatever t-shirt.
And I don't know what symbol you all want to use for this, but I do want a gynocentric, t-shirt.
I'll put a hashtag gynocentric on the back too.
Get out your flesh. Get out the flesh.
I'm about to lead that movement. I'm a gyno. They're gonna be
Brother,
like, what are you?
I don't think I'm articulating what the brother meant when he called me
you're using the wrong mind.
You're
using the wrong mind.
It was not meant as a compliment.
Well, it sounded like one to me.
Hey,
He
Diallo,
said, here it is. He said, your position on contemporary issues is extremely gynocentric.
Diallo, the chat being dirty, by the way. The chat being dirty.
Yeah, I know. Just me and Clarence. You know, only two real ones left. The rest of y'all human beings. Y'all moleste.
Human beings
No,
and gynocentrists.
He named one other. I think he said Clarence Thomas, and he named one other guy that was.
No, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember who he threw you at, but that was funny as hell. That was a good shot. He hit you right in the kidney.
And y'all just sat there.
Listen, I didn't know he was gonna swing that hard. My bad. And you ever see when you're about to get jumped and you hit the biggest dude first, the other dude's like, I ain't know. So once he hit you, he hit the diva in the face. I was like, whoa, dude hands nice. He has some nice hands. I ain't want to get punched too. I had shit to do tomorrow.
So
culture's top
quick,
race leader.
That's a new drop right there.
She going to jail.
Who, Pinky?
What is the story? I didn't get a chance to read it. So what's happening here?
So basically, you get a seat at the table. Like you got some business ideas. You get to come talk to some of the most influential celebrities and business leaders. You'll come there. You take pictures. You sit on the couch. Ain't red table talks, but you got to sit at the table. So, Pinky doing big things.
Where are her legion of LLC entrepreneurs?
Just stop hating.
Where they at though?
Where they at though? They opening franchises soon.
Where though? Where? I'm still waiting to see where all these people who Cosby paid their tuition. Every time I call Cosby a scumbag, people telling me about it. I'm still waiting. They're like, Cosby paid tuition. I know everybody know about his tuition. Where they at though?
Yo, I saw somebody got married at one of Pinky locations, yo. One of her slutty vegan locations. They had a big ass wedding.
So Diallo, why were you saying she's going to jail? And what is the problem with what she's doing?
She's probably not gonna go to jail. She probably not gonna go to jail.
You sound like
Charleston
violations.
She has some labor violations.
I
mean, it's not criminal, it's civil. She's gonna get some fines. She's gonna pay some fines.
She said she took care of it. She said she took care of it.
Yeah.
Stop giving her fake news.
Her and Rick Ross, they doing the same thing. But like I said, it's dead ass. When you start calling out these black entrepreneurs and black politicians, Obama bombing people, a lot of people come and say, well, white folks been doing it.
Not that Pinky.
Why can't we bomb people?
Not that Pinky.
Right. So when you talk about black entrepreneurs,
put some respect on
franchise
Pinky's
owner,
name. No, put some respect on Pinky's name. Yeah. Put some respect
more
on Pinky's
gynocentrism.
name.
Listen.
That's right. You damn right.
What Pinky y'all talking about? And the brain.
Wait, not that Pinky.
We're
not talking about
children.
No. We're not talking about the Pinky that's. No. We're not.
She's an entrepreneur. She had her own production company. She was leading her own.
Pinky, I know.
Listen,
and the brain.
Hey, the chat. If y'all realize the chat, the two gynocentric people trying to cut me off because I'm talking about the Pinky that y'all be searching. Y'all be searching on y'all private chats when you go on the internet. You hit private. That Pinky is the one the chat's talk about. But the two brothers on screen right now, they don't want me to talk about it because they be in their private chats too.
So is this? These are the sessions she started. Is this what this is?
Yeah, man. I had one of my homegirls. She went to it and she was taking pictures with 19 keys and they was sitting at the table. So pretty much you get to brainstorm with a session of 20 people, but in those 20 people, I think is like top celebrities and culture thought leaders and shit like that. And so you get to tell them your idea and they pretty much coach you on the spot, right? I don't know if you're gonna get no capital or no startup money, but you might walk away with an LLC and some new information. you know.
Oh,
So
you know what? I wasn't
smart.
sharing the right page. My bad.
Well, I don't know. She
I
needs
was
to pay
trying
her
to shoot 'cause
workers.
this is
She's being sued by
Diallo,
employees for wage theft. She needs
I
to
think
pay her
she
damn workers.
she took her
comes from humble beginnings. I'm the first to go to college. My father was incarcerated nearly all of my life. My mother put her dreams on hold to make sure that everybody was good. I literally 2 years ago just paid my student loans off with one check with Miss Lucy and Navient. $260,000 one time. And I say all that to say that, like, I am living proof that nothing is impossible. And if you've got a dream, that thing that makes your belly leap, and it gets me emotional because, you know, some people like,
I'd be crying too.
Like, every day
I paid
I'm like,
off my
"Damn, I
student
made it."
loans.
And I'm nowhere where I want to be.
I will be on
Come
here
get
in
me.
tears.
Come get us.
Diallo.
Come get us.
Listen,
never
that has
paying,
been my
never. Go,
attitude.
when you
like,
go
I'm
to
gonna
the
die on
CIA table, tell them that, Geechee. You're gonna have to take me, like
listen,
Dolomite told them two agents. You're gonna have to take me.
Listen, if Pinky did it, you can do it too.
Never paying that shit off.
Did I? Hey, Jerry, I said that right? Too.
Come
if
get
Pinky
us.
Don't ask me. I'm from Howard County.
Man, you know
she
your
didn't pay her
students be
workers. She paid her student loans, but she didn't pay her workers.
Woof, that's how she paid. That's how she paid her student loans off. I'm not paying you. I got to pay these loans.
And black people are, well, white
news.
employers haven't been paying us for generations, but when black people
White
do
people
it, what's the
enslaved
problem?
us. If I could work for free for them, why can't I work for
On
free
our
for
own
you?
plantations? We can
Diallo,
gentrify our own
reporting-
communities.
stop reporting fake news. She said she took care of her employee who was filing the complaint at the bar.
It
vegan
wasn't
bar restaurant.
one employee. It was several. She paid everybody back.
Well, listen, she just paid that one back.
They just trying to bring a black woman down.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wait. I think I found a better one. This page is hold up.
So many great people.
Hold
The
up.
stash was amazing. I had no idea what Pinky had up her sleeve, but it was
Baby girl.
people great. Yes. It just makes me go do this everywhere I go with all my friends. We do it anyway in our private
Your mind
conversations.
is your
but
currency.
Bringing people together and actually taking your time. She wasn't rushing people. Every single person had an opportunity to speak their mind and ask their questions in that environment.
Hey, Jared, pause this right quick. Because if you really think about it, this is exactly what Grant Cardone is doing, though. Using these little celebrities, the good ones and the whatever, to sell up this idea so your ass can go and file out a application.
Are these who are these people? Am I supposed to know who these people are?
I don't know who she is, but she's a celebrity too. But the other one is a celebrity. She's a social media comedian. Her. What's her name? Chat. What's that lady name right there? It's not Pretty V, is it? Whatever one of them people. Anyway, she famous.
Okay. And
she's social media famous.
And this one is famous too. She's another one.
She's famous too. I think she might
tell
be
you
famous.
guys that is, can I cuss?
Yeah.
That shit was so motherfucking inspiring and so motherfucking motivational, and it's needed. I did a roundtable with Michelle
Be
Obama
Simone.
years ago. It changed my life. This is going to change people's lives.
Wow, it's
But
on
you-
some Michelle Obama. In this.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you know
wow.
what you know what it is. It's that quote that, like, would you receive $1 million or would you have a conversation with Jay-Z? That's what they're selling right now. So now they're selling a $1 million conversation with people. Sesh, yeah. You might have a smoke sesh too. I don't know. If they got a smoke sesh, I'm going.
But now we own our tables. We can have our own tables. For a long time, seated at the table meant going to sit with white folks. But now we got our own tables, our own plantations.
That's what 19 Keys said. We got our own plantation. You're right.
Just drape everything in chocolate, and that will fix all this dysfunctional, ecocidal, corrupt capitalism, imperialism. Just drape it. If we could put a chocolate coating on it, get a black or brown version of it. It's all
That's
good.
Coco. That other lady was Coco from Basketball Wives, they say. So these
from back. Okay.
Yeah, so these are reality superstars, mega stars.
Wow. And then and we get to pay to have a seat with them and get motivated.
I don't know if you're paying or if you're paying your way to there. I'm not sure. But matter of fact, you can register. Go on the website, see if we can register, and we can send Diallo to that one, and I'll go talk to CIA.
Oh, ludicrous.
Yeah, he on there. Yeah,
Atlanta's a weird place, man.
Man, you know you like Atlanta, man. Stop. You know, that's Wakanda.
But why is everybody getting filmed like walking so fast?
Walking the hell away. Get out of Dodge
as fast as possible. Like, he's not even stopping. He's pushing a button and everything.
And it's rehearsed. It's rehearsed too. That's Pinky and her.
A couples edition.
Yeah, that's Pinky and her partner. Yo, they getting money together. They getting Arab money. Chill out. So look, we need to send Diallo to that one. What's her? That's Jandy, right? There we go. We need to send Diallo to that.
None of them people. I don't know.
I haven't recognized one person yet.
Ain't Yandy from DC? Yandy from DC, I think.
But I'm not outside, man. So I don't know.
I
wouldn't know.
Okay.
I'm not outside.
Right.
I'm in these tree
Right.
lines.
Hate from outside. That's the best place to be, man. I've been hating from outside for the last 20 years.
Because you stood us up last week. You wasn't outside, Jared. You're right. You stood us up last week. We supposed to see special ed in them cats.
Oh wow. Special ed where was he?
Oh,
I thought it was
do you know
last week?
Do you know?
I think it was
if you go to the sesh, you have to sign an NDA.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. That's what I just told you. Go to the web. Pull the website up, Diallo.
Hold on.
It's up. Here it is.
Yeah, like the first thing you gotta do is sign an NDA, and then you're gonna bring.
Wait, where is it? Where's the site? Let's show it.
You go
I want to see it.
I sent it to y'all in the chat.
AmericanSesh.com.
I sent it in the chat.
Can I put stuff up?
Yeah.
You should be able to.
Just put it in the chat.
I didn't know I had that power.
And I don't
Can
see anything
Dr.
in the
Ball?
chat.
Let me see if I can mute.
Can you?
No, damn it.
No.
Oh, yes, I can.
Mute
I got the power of the Lord. I have the power of. Oh, y'all in trouble. You played yourself. Let me put up. Oh, y'all played y'all. Y'all should have never let me in.
Should have never everybody.
They should have never. Hey. No more caping for Dave Chappelle.
Pull it up, man. Pull up.
Next time you start caping for Dave Chappelle, you're getting muted. Who else you be jeffing with?
Hey, I tell you what.
I don't know.
LeBron James. Next time you come on here defending and making excuses for
you
LeBron
leave
James.
LeBron and Dave Chappelle alone. Goddamn.
I'm telling you. What you say? I can't mute you. Your cult fan, your cult followers.
Yeah, the chat coming to get you.
I'm coming for my neck. Yeah, so
somebody gonna be in your
Geechee movement.
Chill out, man.
Has totally pacified me. The free Geechee movement.
Okay, so step one, you have to download a waiver and an NDA. So what?
Let's fill it out. Let's fill it out.
What is the waiver for? What are they about to do to you?
Cool. So they won't tell your business. You don't tell theirs.
So that's the NDA part. But I get that. Like nobody snitches.
So I didn't know it was mutual non-disclosure. So if I go in there and say something greasy and confess to stuff, it's mutual. So it's both ways.
It is. So I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Somebody from Baltimore. I ain't gonna tell you who they are. Really, person. I met with them before I moved to Baltimore, and they made me sign an NDA too. So like, this is top level shit right here. They're gonna make sure that you.
Wait, what do you mean? You met with them in Baltimore? And you had to sign an NDA?
So I was. I hope I don't give the person away, but like one of the brother that I know, an elder that I know, he introduced me to this really popular person in Baltimore, all over Baltimore, DC. And before I was moving to Baltimore, I was meeting with him to try to, get connected to the community, and he would like made me sign an NDA before I even talked to him, before we even met.
Wow, damn. Maybe I should do that.
I've never signed an NDA in my life. People just know not to tell me nothing.
Yeah, nobody's asking.
Don't even ask. Don't ask me to. But I tell it all.
Listen, all celebrities. Well, most celebrities gonna do that.
Let me see this waiver.
I mean, what they gonna be doing to people?
A pilot shoot we intend to use for pitching purposes to sell the series. In conjunction with voluntary service, you warrant.
But the other thing is, if they on some fuck shit, that you can't tell about it because
you warrant that there is no union or other agreement that would prevent you from providing indicated services. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you know it's real.
Listen.
Wow.
Step 2.
They
fill out the waiver form below. Step 3.
Y'all ain't gonna keep ignoring me. We sending Diallo or what?
I think you should try.
I ain't
think you
signing
should
no
try.
NDA because
Yes,
I
you
go
is.
there and tell it.
You doing it for
I'd
the
walk
people.
out of there and tell all the secrets. Everybody be a millionaire. Like capitalism spreads wealth to everybody. I'd come out there and tell y'all everything.
So clearly, Isaac must have hit the number. Thank you, Isaac.
He read
I don't
Grant
want to be that
Cardone.
guy, but I automatically side eye anyone from Miami and Atlanta when they start talking hustlerpreneurship. They're the worst, bro. Scamming to just get hustlepreneurship. Is that who has coined that term? I want that. I'm about
hustle and grind.
Listen, hustlepreneurs.
I'm gonna go to American Sesh. I'm gonna take everything I learned in there and start Africa Sesh. So
Diallo, I think you should sign break your own rule and sign the NDA and go to this joint
African.
and bring Mrs. Kenyatta so you can get that couple's.
Don't do that. Don't prank Dr. Mingo ain't in none of that foolishness. Don't
yeah,
she ain't doing it. But
she's to the final thing. She might go there and get that money.
Nah, she ain't going there. We gonna send Diallo down there. And somebody in the chat from Atlanta, y'all make sure y'all watch out for the bro Diallo while he's
and
down there.
What's with this 90s aesthetic? Like
that's her style though.
Trying to decipher.
Have you never been in Slutty Vegan before?
I went to Slutty Vegan on in Brooklyn, New York, right across from right underneath the Biggie Smalls mural, and the line was too long. I went there twice, and the line was around the corner.
Hey man, they call you.
And let me tell you something. I looked in the window, and it didn't look like stuff that was worth waiting an hour to order.
Yeah, they doing a little bit too much.
So I feel bad because I went down the street to Next Level Burger, which is a vegan burger joint up the street on Flatbush, and I paid less than half of what I would have paid if I went to Slutty Vegan.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's white owned. I think Slutty Vegan's white owned. It's just black fronted.
No,
we need a new vocabulary.
That's controversial.
Black fronted instead of black owned. Black fronted.
We got some people that can.
Who gave her that $25 million?
She got it out the food truck. Chill out.
Oh,
I think.
All I'm saying.
No, but for real.
Listen, if I'm ever fronting for something, if anybody ever want me, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I ain't gonna lie and say I own something when I don't. That's a commitment I'm gonna make. If I ever secure the bag, I definitely will tell the truth that if I'm fronting for somebody, if I'm mascotting, let's call it that, mascotting, perhaps.
I was trying to see real quick. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jared, you gonna tell the people that you went to go see Henry Lewis to see what your ancestry was? You was on right after Anthony Davis.
Lord.
No. No. We have to. No. I had to sign an NDA.
Damn.
When I met with Henry Louis Gates, I had to sign an NDA. And
news coming later.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out another way around that because I can't mess with Harvard dude. But yeah, me, him, and Angela was hanging out.
And Diallo's ancestors came over on the Jesus boat.
No,
listen, I came on a sail.
I this is more dangerous.
Or a shrimp boat.
Listen, when she's calling Mayflower rapist her ancestors, as if you can rape yourself into someone's ancestry. That was
Are you talking about
scary.
Angela Davis?
Yeah, that her ancestors came over on the Mayflower. So now we're calling the people who raped our ancestors too. Where they do that?
They are her ancestors.
Yeah, she a white leftist.
So you can rape yourself into someone's family line.
Obviously, that's how it works.
I didn't know ancestry worked that way.
It works.
I need to go review what ancestry is and what it means. Or remember when in Black Panther when she called that dude her favorite colonizer?
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Y'all play too much.
Who said that?
No,
Surrey said her favorite colonizer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see my favorite colonizer. Like colonizer is just a funny little quirky accident of history.
Well, listen. Well, Angela Davis got to pay reparation. Half of herself got to pay reparation to the other half of herself. That's what people saying in Twitter. So the right, left is.
Just the image of this is disturbing.
I can't believe this. Any idea what you're looking at? That is on the Mayflower. No, I can't believe this. No, my ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Your
Right
ancestors
on. That shit
on
ain't
the
funny.
Mayflower.
No.
You are descended
No.
from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof. That's a little bit too much to deal with
That
right
shit ain't
now.
funny.
Did you ever in your wildest dreams think that you may have descended from people who laid
Never.
the foundation
Never.
for this country?
Never.
See, I'd have been like, no, my rapist came over on the Mayflower. My enslavers, my tormentors came over on the Mayflower, but not my ancestors. They just, just giving anybody any kind of titles. Words and it don't mean nothing no more.
So between this and the thing that I did a little video about the other day from 4 months ago, where PBS dragged out, did a thing about Angela Davis and her hair and the importance of it, and quickly told the story of Marin County Courthouse without mentioning Marin County Courthouse, Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, Rochelle McGee, Fleeta Drungo. None of those names were mentioned. You would have no idea any of that happened. It was like something happened, Angela Davis got in trouble, and then her hair meant something for Black women. And then to come to this, like the symbolism, before you even get to the content of her arguments and her politics and analyses and any of the other detail, it's just so it's so upside down and backwards. And then Henry Louis Gates talk about the people who laid the foundation for this country. You were one of the 101. You one of the 100. The what is it? The I don't know, the new 5 percenters or whatever you want to call it. Like you the Mayflowerers. Like and I mean, and you can see her struggling with it a little bit. Like I see her in that clip struggling with it. Like it's too much.
Let me ask you this, Jared.
Well, but her frame brings her back. Her current political frame brings her back. But her initial reaction, I think, was, I don't want that. But then she wasn't going to do what Diallo was going to do.
Listen, ancestry is not simply genetics. I have to tell, ancestry is not simply genetics. You don't advance and you don't become an ancestor. It's like when Sister Soldier said, being old doesn't make you an elder.
That's right. Some people just old.
And
That's
being
older,
genetics is, I mean, ancestry was established long before Black folks understood or anybody understood DNA.
But Diallo, if they founded this country, they elevate automatically to ancestor.
Yeah, to white folks' ancestor.
And they on the dollars. So real quick.
Let me
Jared,
tell you, ancestry is about.
Hold on. Don't we'll get to that second. I need a quick question. So, do you remember Bell Hooks teaching to transgress? She talked about being trapped in the academy. You remember that state?
Vaguely, but not.
I know she meant it for a different reason, but. One, I wonder how you feel about if the academy can capture or trap someone like you or Dr. CBS or whoever else, Myers, and then how it has influenced or trapped her. Like, I wonder, like, what's your thoughts around that? Also to say, because I remember one time when you talked about like you producing like written stuff in the academy, but I was talking with someone the other day and they was telling me how what you're actually doing seems more attainable to the younger generation by producing content like this constantly. Like you have more content here than most people do in the written, and it's more effective and engaging. And
maybe
anyway, so yeah, I wonder what you think about.
So first of all, people we in academia, the first rule is to publish or perish, as the phrase goes. So your phrase goes. So you're publishing in supposed to be respected journals and publications, so for your career, not with the expectation that anybody will read it. And even within certain circles in academia, the more popular you are, the less you're respected in those circles, because they know that to become popular, you have to whittle away at the real academic rigor that does still exist in some pockets. And on certain levels, I respect that. I can appreciate that, because even where I don't agree with people politically, there is a level of academic rigor that I'm impressed by, even when people are producing arguments I don't like. So I can appreciate that. But we are encouraged to publish, and then those publications are used. My initial argument used to be that they're used by the state more than they're used by our targeted audiences. So if I write a little bit about colonization and media, nobody that I would actually want to read that is going to read that journal article, but those in power will read it, maybe, or certain, so yeah, there's that. And then your question about Davis specifically, and if I didn't get to anything you were asking specifically, please just ask again. I might have forgotten or just lost my train of thought. But Angela Davis, I think, has been more capturable by academia, because I feel like she's been more captured politically, more broadly speaking, in terms of her public engagement with activism and struggle and popular media and PBS type media than anything else. It seems to me, and I'd have to think about this. I mean, this is my first quick thought, and then I will stop here. But I feel like what I've read of Angela Davis academically has been far stronger intellectually and politically and militant than what she brings to her public intellectual presentation. So academically, she might be oddly more free than she is out here, but nobody reads it, or fewer people are going to address her academic work than would address what she does publicly. So it could oddly be that she's more radical in spaces that are less popular and less likely to be read by anyone other than the true enemies, and a handful of supportive academics, than what she does publicly, which is maybe part of why the shift has occurred. But I don't know. This is just a quick first thought. I don't know. I have to think about this more. Yeah.
So if those of us are in the academy supposed to produce work to aid the organizers, are you saying Angie did that sometimes, or she does that with her work?
I don't know. It's hard. Like I'm thinking, for instance, of her work on, I forgot the title of it, but
Prisons Obsolete.
Well, that one for sure, but even her work on enslaved women. I can't remember. It's been too long, but like I think that work. I remember that work being meaningful. Maybe it's been too long. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and definitely have to go back and reread this, because Coco is exactly right about how that piece is really important, and I need to go back and look at all of that stuff. My memory is just so bad, but my impression when I think back was that she was doing something of value to activism. But ultimately, I think that whatever the popular performance is outweighs anything we do privately or do in those smaller spaces. So I think the political damage is more her academic work, as values it may be, does not outweigh the public performance. And I'm sorry, I missed what was Ricky's comment?
No, she was. I think she was kind of agreeing with you. But so Diallo, the same question. Would you say that Angie's work has been usable to people on the ground, organizers at all?
Well, what I know, having speaking to,
I'm sorry, Dr. Angela. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call her Angie.
I think Angela Davis.
Angie, yeah.
My bad. I fucked up.
I think Angela Davis is like safe or cosmetic radicalism. I think I wouldn't call her controlled opposition, but the system, the status quo is quite comfortable with having her and allowing her to be that radical voice. I do respect her academics. I don't really can't say the same for her grassroots and activism track record. But what I've seen with a lot of scholars and academics and people within white or legitimate institutions is they're sitting on a lot of information and data that they don't make to the public because it's horrendous. I know people when I was in healthcare and working at a teaching hospital that was affiliated with the state university, and many of the scholars in there were pulling up literally data that demonstrated, I mean, Nuremberg, level atrocities against poor Black and immigrant communities by the medical establishment. Everything from iatrogenic deaths and injuries, which are injuries that result of treatment and substandard treatment and aftercare, to unnecessary procedures being performed, everything like mastectomies, removing of the breast, and for a little more than scientific exploration and experimentation. And these Black scholars, who many were radical, many had this data, but they didn't want to go on publicly to say, listen, the medical establishment is committing atrocities against Black people. The same thing in academia, where my wife is an academic scholar, and she will work with the team, find these horrendous atrocities and facts being and data showing these horrendous atrocities being committed by established institutions, institutional atrocities, or corporate or private sector crimes, and they don't want to go because the very people who fund the government and the private sector that funds the research are the people doing the atrocities. So that's why a lot of times they'll bury their research into some academic journal, some obscure journal that is often behind a paywall or locked into some hollowed halls of the ivory towers, and they can't come out and say it publicly. I personally interviewed journalists and researchers who were like, yeah, they killing Black mothers and Black babies through medical and neglect and bias and this and that. And yeah, there's the data here, the numbers. And I'm like, can we go one step further and say, is this intentional? Is this by design? Because when you have facts, you have to reach conclusions. What's the point of a fact if you don't reach a conclusion? If I know it's 2 degrees below zero outside, that's a fact. That's something that can be measured. But then what do? I got to put on a coat. I got to dress. So if I know and I come up with research saying, well, these systems, these institutions, these private industries are doing this harm, then what? Then I know it. And what am I going to do about it? So I think that whole impotent point where I have this information of something's happening, but I'm not really in a position, I'm not willing to risk my career or risk my life or risk incarceration or any of that in order to properly address it. So I think burying away those, why you find a lot of scholars where I've seen as well with not just Angela Davis, where they know some shit. They got some facts and they know some shit, but they're going to bury it and push it away, not because they want to just be respected scholars, but because a lot of that shit's dangerous. Imagine what Barack Obama knows. What's just walking around in his head about the inner workings of the state, about not just current shit, but shit that the government intends to do down the line. It's 8 years at the chief executive of the empire.
That's why he signed the ultimate NDA.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that check you get every month.
I've had
that NDA, that Godfather NDA. Either your brains or your signature gonna be on this paper.
Right. And I've had conversations with researchers. I've had personal conversations with researchers, journalists, and academics that they will tell me things that they would never state in a public forum.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
almost on a weekly basis, somebody is telling me something that they wouldn't say publicly about, and it's usually about somebody that's been on this platform. So just real quick, speaking of which, if I can, because unfortunately I do have to get ready to get out of here because but Diallo can, Diallo can close us out. But come on back tonight if you can, because we're having our 2-year anniversary celebration tonight at 7 o'clock on the platform. So if folks can come back through and just nothing serious, nothing deep happening. We're just gonna be hanging out and toasting to our 2nd year anniversary. Please come on through 7 o'clock tonight. It's been a wild 2 years, and I don't know exactly what's happening. Might be some surprises, guests. It might be you all coming through. Who knows? Come on through and hang out. We're going to talk about the founding, some of the history, some of the bumps and bruises. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? And if I'm on my 3rd, you know, because I already got the. You know, we were talking about it earlier. If I'm on my unofficial Uncle Nearest sponsor, if I'm on my 3rd one, you never know what's going to get said then. So, you know, you might want to come on. All NDAs get wiped out. Uncle Nearest is the great NDA eraser.
You might get some Grant Cardone today. He might come through. Who knows?
Hey, come on through, Grant. Give us some of that advice. Come talk that street talk. Come talk that under 40. Although we too old for him. None of us qualify for his target Black audience.
Well, y'all too old because I ain't 40 yet.
Oh, right. I forgot you were a young man. I keep forgetting how young.
You can tell by his fashion sense. Look at that fly ass sweatshirt he's wearing.
Yeah, man.
You know. Look how fly that is.
African world order. That is fly.
Yeah.
That is dope. Man.
So
you're
the only one he'll see.
AWO.
Culture top thought leader, man. I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm trying to, you know, replace these cats.
So anyway, anything you all want to let us know about before we get out of here? Diallo, you going to be back on Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday. I think I'm going to be talking about the resurrecting Black manhood on Wednesday. Bro,
bring us back.
Bring us back. Monday is going to be Election Palooza. We're going to be talking about the Chicago elections and Black voting and political policy.
And that victory
all that.
You're all about to have.
It's going to be miserable. And it's miserable here.
What about you, Geechee? What's going on?
So we're reading and studying Organized Fight Win. So looking at the Black communist women. And then we're actually still trying to organize this viewing and talk back. I know the movie is old now, Justice Served, but so we're going to be pulling on you whenever we get ready.
I mean, let's bring it back. Bring it.
It's becoming even more relevant now. So like Ricky advised this reading of Parenti, Inventing Reality, and it's like
that's a great book.
It's actually bringing it's the movie to me is a good talking piece, a good it's better than any other film that's out right now to me. I don't watch a lot of shit either, but we're gonna try to produce that pretty soon.
Inventing Reality, and the late great Dr. James Turner had actually assigned us to read Democracy for the Few, another Parenti's books that was very, very good. Parenti's dope.
Don't sleep on his son either.
Christian's dope too. I read at least one of his longer articles about the history of policing in this country. He did some good work.
I thought they were saying his son went more right than him, but I guess I ain't read.
He probably did. I haven't followed it. He probably did, but I don't know.
His son isn't as radical as his father, but his research, but you know,
he do good research.
Yeah. So and if you do actual real research, you're gonna lean towards leftist outcomes because it's like so Bush said, reality has a liberal bias. They
the opposite of Chomsky and his churn. So he's less radical, his churn more radical.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna be building with young Chomsky on what happened with that.
I don't even know if she. I think she. I don't know if she responded.
I don't know why y'all hate on Chomsky. People, man. He done did his.
I don't hate on Chomsky.
That old man.
If anything, I don't hate on. I just he just keeps telling us to vote for Democrats, and my bigger thing is that Ed Herman don't get the respect he deserved. The late great Ed Herman. His work was actually a little more. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Plus, y'all ain't gonna act like he wasn't sitting up there at MIT for a good while, helping them students build bombs and kill people. I'm joking.
He was a linguist.
He was breaking the linguists.
I know. I was joking, but he's still over there. He's still getting that ARAB money. You over there?
That Harvard money, that MIT money. Anyway, well, everybody, look, everybody, is always good to build with everybody and peace to everybody. Make sure everybody get their sip of soda, get your soda together, and you're welcome for vegan soda, and make sure
can I just say
it's
this?
not Bloods. It's not Bloods. I have to decolorize that video for next. We're
let me just say
with our
this:
stuff.
every time you talk about voting for Democrats, you are only justified in criticizing and condemning Democrats from the left. We got a lot of black people voting towards Republicans and Republicanism.
That's right.
I am fully embrace and support criticizing, condemning, and even shunning the Democratic Party if you go to the left of the Democratic Party.
That's right.
Republicans are not a viable or justified alternatives than the Democrats. And let's be on record. I'm on record. Republicans are worse than Democrats.
Right on. That's why
on
you
a
are
policy level. I mean, as far as black people concerned, I get it. But on a policy, governance, and bureaucratic level, come on.
That's why he's
the coach's top thought leader.
I think we have to put that disclaimer out there, because when you diss Democrats, a lot of people think
you're right. I think
advocating
you're right.
Republicans.
Absolutely right. And if you think we're talking about supporting Republicans,
it's wrong, bro.
Yeah, you just got to say it. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
So speak real quick. Speaking of parenting, since y'all old as shit, both of y'all, do y'all remember when what's y'all boy name? Bernie was the mayor of Vermont. Was it a socialist movement there? Because they say he was like the first socialist mayor of Vermont. Was they doing some?
I don't know the details about all of that, and I doubt he was the mayor of the state.
No, I'm not. You know what I meant, man. Not the damn state. I'm tripping. My bad. But he was the.
but
Bernie's never.
He was a mayor in Vermont.
Bernie's not a socialist and has never been a socialist.
No, but
so
they say he was the first socialist mayor in Vermont. But
he didn't govern as a socialist. But I don't think Bernie ever identified as a socialist. But anything that's not absolute fascism in the United States is communism and socialism. Those words get thrown around so haphazardly.
Or it's critical race theory.
Right. That's new. Brand new.
So he ain't changed the economy down there. Okay.
No, he ain't changed the economy down
but
there.
he did have more redistributive policies, but under the umbrella. He's like Hillary Clinton. He wants a more humane capitalism.
And the state
he seeks to regulate capitalism, not to abolish it.
The state ain't own everything. Okay.
Right. Yeah, he want people instead of black-owned plantations, he wanted collectivized plantations. I don't know.
Multiracial
worker unionized plantation. That's what he wants. So the black entrepreneurs want black-owned plantations, and he wants a unionized. He wants the plantation workers to unionize. So it's better, just incremental improvements. But anyway, y'all. It's been
thanks
real.
Everybody. Make sure like we evoked his name earlier, so make sure
put it in the comments.
If we didn't get to something you needed to say, we'll catch you next time here at Earn Your Liberation, fellas. Peace, everybody. Take good care if you're willing, only if you're willing to fight for it. Peace, like Fred Hampton used to say. Catch you next time.
They say when you wear Black Power Media gear, you can accomplish anything. You play any and every position, from coaching to kicking to receiving to running and juking. And oh my goodness, I see that again in slow motion. Get off me. And you're going to have a lot of haters coming at you, but what you got to do is you got to shake them off and get to your goal and accomplish it. And when that's done, it's a beautiful thing. I'm talking about going hard, extra, for that extra point. And when it's done beautifully, you talking about touchdown. Oh, and the crowd goes wild and they're celebrating with you and everything. Man, let's see that again. Nice.
Black Power Media, baby. That's how we do it.
Now go to blackpowermedia.org and get you some of that gear. Empower yourself today. Yeah.